Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is brutal. Out of every 100 traders who enter the market, 99 fail. Not after years, not after months. They fail within weeks. Accounts vanish, dreams shatter, hope turns into regret, and yet one survives. Why? Not because they're stupid, not because they don't work hard, and not because the market is unfair. No, the truth is darker. The market isn't fighting them. They're fighting themselves. Fear, greed, impatience. These demons eat traders alive before the first green candle even forms. Picture this. You see the perfect setup. Your heart pounds. You click buy. The screen glows green. Balance jumps. Confidence soars. You feel unstoppable. And then, bam, one brutal red candle erases everything. Stop loss hit. Balance drained. You sit frozen, asking, what just happened? Sound familiar? It should, because this cycle destroys millions every day. Everyone sees the same charts. Everyone has access to the same strategies. The market is neutral. And yet, while 99% bleed money, the 1% quietly walk away with consistent profits. How? That's the mystery. The answer is shocking. The 1% have something the rest don't. A secret weapon, not an indicator, not a signal, not a strategy you can buy. It's invisible. It's internal. But once you see it, you can never unsee it. Once you hold it, you'll never trade the same again. This weapon separates survival from destruction. It allows one trader to stay calm while others panic. It turns chaos into clarity. It transforms the market from a casino into a business. And in this video, I'll show you exactly what it is if you're ready for the truth. But here's my warning. If you're here for shortcuts, turn back now. This isn't about magic buttons or quick wins. This is about the uncomfortable truth. The truth that the market isn't destroying you. You are. And the 1% survive because they've built the weapon inside themselves. So buckle up. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through the painful failures of the 99% and into the hidden world of the 1%. If you stay till the end, you won't just know their secret weapon. You'll hold it in your own hands. Are you ready? You've seen the survival rate. Now let's go inside the battlefield. The difference isn't in the charts, it's in the mind. Two traders, same market, same signals. One fails, one thrives. Why? Because the 99% and the 1% live in completely different worlds. The 99% mindset is built on hope. They pray the next trade saves them. They believe in shortcuts, magic indicators, signal groups, quick profits. They treat trading like a lottery ticket. But hope is not a strategy. And shortcuts? They always cut the wrong way. The 1% mindset? Ruthless discipline. They don't gamble, they plan. They don't hope, they execute. They don't chase, they wait. Trading isn't entertainment, it's survival. They're cold, calm, patient. While the 99% chase dopamine, the 1% chase consistency. That's why they're still standing when the smoke clears. Meet one trader. Last week, he doubled his account. Today, he feels invincible. He increases his size. All in, the chart turns red. Margin call. In minutes, his account goes from hero to zero. He didn't lose to the market. He lost to his own overconfidence. Another trader. One loss triggers him. He swears he'll win it back. He takes another trade, then another, each worse than before. He's not trading anymore. He's gambling. His screen bleeds red. Over-trading didn't save him. It buried him deeper. Fear is just as deadly. A perfect setup appears, but the trader remembers past losses. His hand shakes. He waits too long. The move takes off without him. When he finally jumps in, it's already over. Fear didn't protect him. It cost him everything. Every failed trader's diary looks the same. Greed blinds them. Fear freezes them. Anger fuels revenge trading. Impatience makes them chase shadows. The charts don't kill traders. Their own emotions do. That's why 99% become victims of themselves, not the market. And here's the cruelest truth. The market is neutral. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't know your dreams. It doesn't know your pain. Same charts, same opportunities. But while the 99% react emotionally, the 1% respond with control. Same chart, Different mind, different outcome. Now, you might be asking, so what's the solution? What's the weapon that flips this game? I'm still not going to reveal it yet, because unless you truly feel the traps of the 99%, you'll never value the weapon of the 1%. First, you must bleed. Remember this. Trading success isn't about fighting the market. It's about mastering yourself. That's why 99% lose. That's why 1% survive. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll bring you closer to the weapon only the 1% carry. And once you see it, you'll never forget it. He stared at the screen, charts flashing red and green. Every signal seemed perfect, yet his heart raced. Losing streaks weren't strategy's fault. It was his mind. Panic whispered that he was doomed. Then came a quiet realization. Controlling fear and greed was the only way to survive the market. The trader opened a textbook strategy guide, scanning for the perfect pattern. Yet every trade failed. He slammed the book shut. Numbers were right, setups ideal, but the account still bled. The mistake was invisible. Mindset. Without discipline, even perfect strategies crumble. Charts blinked endlessly. Profits evaporated. He realized that strategy alone couldn't save him from himself. Anxiety clouded judgment. Fear dictated entries. Only one thing could turn the tide. Mastering his own mind, the hidden battlefield no chart could display. Every morning, he tried new strategies, indicators, signals. Nothing worked. Then a mentor whispered, "Markets test the mind first, strategy second." That single thought echoed like thunder. He understood. The mind is the ultimate trading weapon or enemy. He took a break, breathing, watching the market calmly. Each flashing candle no longer threatened him. Instead, he observed patterns, entry points, exits, all with patience. Slowly, he realized, emotional control magnified any strategy's power. A single impulsive trade had cost him thousands. Another followed. Each mistake burned his account. Panic had disguised itself as logic. He paused, reflected. Strategies fail when fear and greed take the wheel. Mastering mindset was survival, not optional. He scribbled notes. Fear kills more than the market. The charts blinked, green, red, green. Each candle a test. Every strategy a test of patience. He realized technical signals were just signals. The real battlefield was inside his mind. Other traders bragged about strategies and indicators. He smiled quietly, knowing the truth. Strategy is just a tool. Mindset wins or loses the battle long before the charts decide. His account started to recover slowly, not because the strategy changed, but because he changed. Calmness replaced panic. Fear was recognized, acknowledged, controlled. The invisible edge, his mindset, gave him back control. Each morning, he rehearsed discipline. Entries, exits, stops, all aligned with his mental checklist. Strategy stayed constant. Emotions didn't dictate trades. Slowly, profit appeared where panic once ruled. He realized a shocking truth. Traders obsess over indicators, ignoring the real game. Markets never lose, traders do. Mindset is the ultimate weapon, unseen, unmeasured, but infinitely more powerful than any pattern or signal. Finally, he understood. Every loss was a mirror, reflecting fear, greed, impatience. Master the mind, and strategy becomes unstoppable. This was the first secret all winning traders knew, but most never learn. The next morning, he watched the market cautiously. One wrong move could erase weeks of gains. Then he realized the secret wasn't finding the perfect trade, it was protecting what he already had. Risk management was the hidden weapon most traders ignored. He calculated position sizes meticulously, each trade limited to a fraction of his account. Panic no longer dictated entries. Every candle tested patience. The market roared, yet his account stayed intact. A hidden armor, risk rules. One impulsive trade tempted him, profit potential glaring. But he remembered, risking too much could destroy everything. Discipline held firm. The hidden weapon wasn't greed, it was restraint. He set daily loss limits, stop for the day if breached. Simple rule, yet most ignored it. Today, the market tested that rule fiercely. Candles plunged. Other traders panicked. He survived untouched. Risk management wasn't optional. It was survival. Volatility spiked. Indicators screamed entries. The heart raced. But he followed the plan. One mistake would blow accounts like paper. Traders without this hidden weapon fell. He smiled quietly, armored by risk discipline. He used stop-loss orders religiously, not as suggestion, but as law. Each candle respected the rule. Without this invisible defense, markets would devour accounts. Few traders realized the battlefield wasn't charts. It was discipline and boundaries. A massive news spike hit. Candles jumped unpredictably. Panic spread among traders. Accounts melted. He observed quietly. Position sizes were small, losses capped. His account survived. Risk management wasn't glamorous. It was invisible, yet lethal in its effectiveness. He realized risk control was the unsung hero of trading. Strategy wins trades, but risk management wins accounts. One rule followed consistently could prevent devastation, even in the wildest markets. He wrote in journal, "Position sizing plus stop loss plus daily limits equals armor." Every trade was now calculated, not emotional. The market tried to break him. He stayed unscathed. Hidden weapon activated. Risk rules. Other traders bragged about strategies and indicators, but his account survived storms they couldn't endure. The market's fury was tamed by invisible rules. Most ignored them and paid dearly. Even with perfect setups, without risk management, gains vanish. He understood the brutal truth. Discipline plus boundaries protect more than any signal, any indicator, any pattern. This invisible weapon decided winners and losers. By the end of the day, he smiled quietly. The hidden weapon worked silently, guarding his account. While others panicked, he survived, proving the real power of risk management. He stared at the market, every candle flashing potential profit. His fingers itched to trade, but he paused. Patience was the secret most traders ignored. The right setup wouldn't wait forever, yet impulsive moves destroyed countless accounts. Discipline separated survivors from the reckless. A tempting entry appeared, perfect setup, screaming opportunity. Heart raced, but he waited. Seconds felt like hours. Then the pattern confirmed fully. He executed flawlessly. Patience rewarded, impulsive traders punished. Discipline wasn't boring, it was profit multiplied. Every morning, he reviewed yesterday's mistakes, noting where impatience led to losses. Each lesson reinforced patience. Markets test the mind relentlessly. A single impulsive decision can undo weeks of disciplined trading. Weeks passed. He resisted every temptation. News spikes, indicator alerts, social media hype. Each test strengthened his discipline. Slowly, his account grew steadily, proving patience wasn't weakness, it was the ultimate edge. Other traders chased every signal, lost quickly. He observed silently. Discipline allowed him to pick high-probability setups and ignore noise. Patience protected capital. Discipline multiplied gains. In a week, the market whipsawed violently. Impulsive traders panicked, accounts blown. He followed rules, stayed calm, executed only planned trades. Discipline and patience acted as invisible armor. By week's end, his account survived intact and even gained. He realized the brutal truth. Signals and patterns are useless without self-control. Patience allowed him to enter only when conditions were perfect. Discipline ensured he never broke rules. Every trade executed perfectly reinforced the lesson. Patience plus discipline protect accounts far more than any strategy. The mind decides the outcome long before the market moves. By the end of the month, he had survived countless market storms. Accounts around him were decimated. Patience and discipline weren't optional. They were the ultimate survival tools for every trader. He understood traders obsess over indicators and setups, but the real game is internal. Mindset, patience, and discipline decide the winners. Every account saved was proof. Every loss was a lesson for those willing to learn. You've seen mindset. You've seen risk. You've felt patience. You've watched traders chase strategies and fail. But now comes the revelation. The secret weapon isn't a tool you buy. It isn't a chart, a system, or an indicator. It's invisible. It's forged inside you, layer by layer, like tempered steel. The top 1% traders guard it like treasure because it cannot be copied. It can only be built. And until you understand it, every system you cling to is just a shiny toy in chaos. Here's the twist that most traders never see. The weapon is not knowledge, it's behavior. Knowledge is public. Books, courses, indicators, they're everywhere. Behavior under pressure is private. It's tested when your account bleeds, when charts spike, when your screen flashes red. That's why 99% lose. They know enough, but collapse under the storm. The 1% don't collapse. They breathe. They act. They survive where others break. And the weapon? It lives in those quiet decisions that no one notices until the results are undeniable. Think of it like an invisible shield. The shield doesn't make the market easy. It doesn't turn losers into winners overnight. What it does is make the trader unbreakable. Every loss bounces. Every fear weakens. Every urge to revenge trade is filtered. This shield is forged through psychological discipline combined with patience under risk. You can't download it. You can't buy it. You can only live it day by day through repeated choices that seem boring at first and impossible at times. Story: meet Daniel. 5 years ago, he blew 3 accounts in a row. Overtrading, chasing entries, doubling down on losses. He hit zero one night and whispered to himself, enough. That was the pivot. He stopped looking for magical systems. Instead, he started training himself like an athlete trains muscle memory. Breath control, journaling, strict risk limits. Slowly, painfully, he began forging the invisible weapon. One disciplined action at a time, unnoticed by the world, unappreciated by anyone but himself. First year, discipline drills. Daniel forced himself to stop at 1 loss per day. 1 trade. That's it. His brain screamed. Take another. Make it back. He ignored it. He closed the laptop, walked away, endured the pain of inaction. Each resisted urge added steel to the invisible weapon. It was agonizing, like holding a weight with trembling hands, but every second forged patience. Slowly, he realized that discipline wasn't about restriction. It was about freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from emotional spikes, freedom to survive. Second year, patience drills. Daniel waited for perfect setups that never triggered. Price teased him. Candles kissed his entry lines, then drifted away. Other traders screamed, forced entries, lost. Daniel stayed still. Boredom became his ally. Every moment he resisted a forced trade, the invisible weapon sharpened. Traders underestimate boredom, but boredom is the gym where patience grows. It's where the 1% builds strength the 99% never taste. By year 3, his weapon was forged. He didn't trade more than 1% risk per trade. He journaled daily. He breathed before entries. His win rate wasn't magical. It didn't need to be. His account grew steadily, slowly, methodically. Consistency is the mark of the weapon. Steady beats spectacular. While others chase glory, he built resilience. Every small edge compounded. Every avoided mistake became a silent victory. This is why the invisible weapon is priceless, because it turns small decisions into life-changing results. Understand this. The 1% don't win because of better indicators or secret systems. They win because they can sit longer. They risk less. They act calmer under pressure. Their weapon is self-control under chaos. It's invisible, but more powerful than any tool on earth. Indicators die. Markets shift. But the ability to survive, to breathe through storms, to act only when rational, that is eternal. That is the weapon. Imagine 2 traders again. Same chart, same setup. One exits early in fear. The other holds through noise, following the plan. One gets scraps. One eats the feast. Both saw the setup. Only one wielded the weapon. This isn't luck. This isn't skill with a chart. This is mastery of self. Every trade is a psychological battlefield. And the invisible weapon? It's the armor that decides who survives. The weapon whispers, survive first, profit second. Missed moves don't matter. Broken plans do. The 1% protect the weapon above all else. Because without it, every system collapses into noise. Every strategy, every algorithm, every shortcut is meaningless without control. Traders who chase shortcuts will fail repeatedly. Traders who forge the weapon, they survive storms, harvest profits, and repeat. Not because they are lucky, but because the armor never cracks. Daniel today, he still loses trades, but he doesn't lose himself. His weapon, discipline plus patience, keeps him alive through every storm. Small edges compound quietly. His account grows slow but steady. Invisible armor turns into visible results. He walks past flashing red charts without panic. He breathes. He waits. Others scream, chase, and crash. And every time someone asks how he does it, he just smiles faintly because the weapon can't be explained, only wielded. The revelation, you don't find this weapon. You forge it. Each resisted urge, each respected stop, each boring wait adds steel. It's invisible in the moment, but undeniable over years. No course can give it. No mentor can hand it over fully. Every trader who tries to shortcut it falls. Every discipline ignored. Every impatience indulged chips away at the shield. And yet, each day you build it, it grows stronger. A single small action compounds over months into unbreakable armor. That is the 1% advantage. Your question isn't, do you have a right system? It's, are you willing to forge the weapon? Are you willing to build invisible habits that protect you when chaos hits? That's the gate the 99% never cross. Most want a shortcut, the shiny indicator, the magic system. Few have the patience to walk through the gate. But those who do, they enter a world where mistakes are survived, losses are temporary, and compounding works silently in their favor. That's power the market doesn't give. It rewards the prepared. Most never will. They chase shortcuts. They chase dopamine. They burn accounts. They repeat the cycle. The 1% step off the wheel. They stop chasing, stop reacting, and start forging. The secret weapon isn't out there. It's inside. It's built in the quiet moments you think no one sees. Stopping at one loss, letting a setup breathe, journaling what you really felt, not what you hoped. That is where true strength hides, inside the moments most traders ignore. So when you see someone calm in chaos, growing slowly while others crash, know this, you're watching the weapon at work. Invisible discipline, visible results. It doesn't scream, it doesn't flash, but it endures. While traders panic over charts, the weapon waits, steady. While others chase losses, it survives. While the world looks for magic indicators, the 1% wield mastery. And mastery always wins, not fast but forever. The final truth, indicators expire. Strategies die. Markets evolve. But discipline plus patience under risk, this never breaks. This is why it's the weapon. This is why only the 1% wield it. And this is why the rest will always fall. You can have every course, every indicator, every fancy system in the world, but without self-control, without patience, without the invisible shield, you are defenseless. And no one else can defend you. Only you can forge it brick by brick, day by day. And now the question flips. Do you want another tool? Or do you want the weapon? Because if you build it, you'll join the 1% who no longer fear losses. They outlast them. The secret isn't mystery. It's mastery. The next time fear rises, the next time a setup teases and slips away, the next time red candles scream at your screen, will you crumble like 99%? Or will you breathe, wait, act, and survive? That's the choice. That's the weapon. That's the difference between fleeting hope and enduring success. You've seen how 99% of traders fail, consumed by fear, greed, and impulsive decisions. You've understood that the top 1% take a different path. Discipline, patience, and risk management are the foundations that set them apart. Now, you've gained the clarity that very few traders ever reach. Trading isn't just a game of strategy. It's a game of your mind, your patience, and your self-control. Think about it. Are you destined to be wiped out like the 99%? Or will you write your name among the 1% of traders who turn trading into an art? Remember the secret weapon I teased from the start. It's not something you find. It's always been within you. But you ignored it. And that is exactly what separates the top 1% from the rest. That weapon is psychological discipline combined with patience under risk. When a market tests you, it doesn't break you, it proves you. This control is your true edge. There was a trader repeatedly wiped out, but when he mastered his patience, he turned the market from enemy into ally. Today, he profits because he ignores impulses, stays calm, and lets his discipline guide every trade. Now, the same choice is in your hands. You can also become a weapon holder, but only when you decide to master your own psychology. You've already understood the secret of trading. Strategy is secondary. Discipline is primary. Risk is your friend. Patience is your superpower. Now, here's your first step. Start a small journal. Record every trade. Note your emotions. And ask yourself each day, did I follow my discipline? This will be your first real practice in building the weapon. And whenever doubt arises, remember, the secret weapon is already within you. You just need to awaken it. Becoming part of the top 1% isn't a dream anymore. It's now your story.